or design for making a question paper of a test. So now we'll discuss various steps under this specification of uh, specification table. This is blueprint. So first the weightage to be given to different course contents. Suppose there are 6 units in a particular subject English. So weightage should be given as per the choice of the uh, choice of the question setter. The weightage to different uh, units that is to be given. Suppose for unit 1, 10 weightage is to be given. For unit 2, 20 units, 20 weightage, or for unit 3, 15 weightage, unit 4, that is 20 weightage, and for unit 5, that is 20 weightage. For unit 6, 15 weightage. All total, if you add, then it will be 100. The weightage should be given to every unit, and this is very important for preparing a table of specification. And second is the weightage to instructional objectives. You know, different instructional objectives are there, and the instructional objectives, as you know, knowledge, understanding, application, analysis, synthesis, evaluation, etc. and etc. And also, if suppose the teacher wants to take 4 objectives, that is knowledge, understanding, application, skill, and this totally depends upon the desire of the teacher. What objectives that the teacher wants to include in the formation of a test, that depends on the choice of the teacher. And here, suppose for knowledge objective, 30 weightage is to be given, understanding objective 30 weightage is to be given, application objective 20, and skill 10. Total, if you add, this will be 100. Next, this is also another important weightage which is to be given to different forms of questions. And you know, there are 3 different forms of questions, that essay type question, short answer question, and objective type question, objective type test items. Suppose for the essay type question, 30 marks, 30 weightage, that is 30 weightage is to be given, and for short answer type, 45 weightage is given by the teacher, and for object type item, 25 weightage is given. In total, that will be 100 and weightage. And this next, weightage to marks. And the very important thing is to just to know about the marks for which, you know, there are, if 3 types of questions the teacher is wanting to set: the essay type questions, and short answer type questions, object type questions. What will be the mark? For essay type questions, suppose 10 mark is to be allotted. For short answer question, suppose 3 marks are to be allotted. For object type question, for each item 1 mark is to be given. And the number of questions, suppose for essay type question, 3 questions are to be answered, as a result of which 10 multiplied by 3, that will be 30 marks for essay type question. And short answer type question, suppose 15 short answer type questions are to be included, 15 into 3, for each question 3 marks, that will be total 45 marks. And suppose there are 25 objective items are to be included, and for each objective type item, if 1 mark is given, then automatically that will be 25 marks. If you add all these things, all these 30 plus 45 plus 25, total it will be 100. And this is about the weightage of marks. Then weightage of the time for different forms of questions. Suppose if for essay type question, if time is given, suppose 20 minutes, and if essay type questions are to be answered for three numbers, three essay type questions are to be answered, then automatically that will be 20 multiplied by 3 is equal to 60. That is 60 minutes are necessary for answering the three essay type questions. For short answer type questions, if 5 minutes are necessary, then automatically 15 short for short question for 15 short answer questions, and it will be 75 minutes. And for objective type question, if you 1 mark, that is for 1 mark object type question, if 1 minute is necessary, if 25 items are there, then 25 minutes will be required. Total 160 minutes, and for this particular weightage, suppose 160 minutes are necessary, and then we'll discuss weightage to different levels of test items. That is the difficulty level of test items. If a questionnaire includes only difficulty level, then it is not possible on the part of all the students to answer the question. Therefore, the difficulty level that the teacher, when prepares the question, should think about this difficulty level. And difficulty items, there should be, and the weightage for this, that is 25 weightage should be given. Average items, for average items 50 weightage to be given, and essay item, that is 25 weightage is to be given. And total the difficult level, total that will be 25 plus 50 plus 25, that will be 100. The difficult items always should not be included in more number. Similarly, easy items also should not be included more number. So 25 weightage and from difficulty items, and for 25 that is for easy items, and average for average items 50 difficulty weightage that should be given. So this will be a very good questionnaire if these methods are followed. Now I will discuss the blueprint, which is very essential for preparing a questionnaire. If you want to prepare the questionnaire, the blueprint is very necessary. By the help of blueprint, one can prepare a very good questionnaire. Suppose for a three-dimensional blueprint, one dimension is the content, and other two dimensions are, one is objective, and the third dimension is the form of questions. Here, suppose there are 6 units in a particular subject. Chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4, chapter 5, and chapter 6. So from all these different chapters, considering knowledge objective, understanding objective, analysis, if it is analysis, or if you take a application and skill. Suppose these 4 objectives the teacher wants to take. The more focus should be given on these 4 objectives: knowledge, understanding, application, and skill. So what is to be done by the teacher? That first he should prepare this blueprint. Suppose from all these 6 units, suppose on knowledge objective 40 marks are to be included in the test. For 40 marks, questions are to be included. I will discuss one by one. For understanding, suppose 30 marks, and for application 20 marks, and for skill, that is 10 marks. If you add all these things, 40 plus 30 plus 20 plus 10, that will be 100 marks. And now I discuss what will be the different items under different objectives. Suppose knowledge objective. knowledge, under knowledge objective, if we discuss to include different types of question, thinking about essay type question, short answer type question, object type questions, these are to be, if the teacher wants to include, and the weightage is very important. Here, suppose for knowledge objective, suppose from unit 1, no long question is there. For unit from unit 2, no long question is there. Similarly, from unit 3, no questions are there. So if the teacher wants to include the long question under knowledge objective for 10 marks, 10 mark and long question, then if he wants to include from the content, that is unit 4, one question from unit 4, another question, another 2 questions from unit 5, and from unit 6, no questions are to be selected. So here what happens, under knowledge objective, essay type question, suppose 10 mark, 2 essay type questions are, another essay type question, that is 7 mark, and if option is there, if the teacher wants to include the option for long type question, then he can also give the option. For knowledge objective, under essay type question, the teacher wants to include from unit 4, that is 10 mark. Within bracket, it is, if it is written 1, that means the teacher can include a long type question for 10 marks for one question. Within bracket, the number which is written generally, that indicates the number of questions, how many questions are included in the test for long question. So suppose from unit 5, there are 2 questions, and out of these two questions, one is to be answered, and 7, it is just written like this, 7 within bracket 1. 1 means a question of 7 mark question that will be included. The test includes only 1 question. If it will be another alternative question, then also for 7 mark, 2 questions are to be included. Suppose 7 within bracket 1 means 1 question, and another or for the essay question, and these 2 alternative questions are there, then it will be counted as only 1, because the alternative questions are there. Out of 2 questions, 1 is to be answered by the student. Therefore, totally 1 is 10 mark essay question, other is 7 mark. That is 17 marks. The total mark for long question is 17 mark, and the number of question is 2. Within bracket 17 within bracket 2. Within bracket means it is the number of questions. And from knowledge objective, short answer questions from each unit. That is not compulsory that the teacher can include equal number of short questions. That it totally depends upon the choice of the teacher. Suppose from content, that is unit 1, content unit 1, 3 short questions are there, and if three short questions are there, then the teacher can write also within bracket, that is 3. Suppose and if it is 3, then each question is for short question answer, that is 3 mark, and that will be total. That 3 multiplied by 3, that is 9. Suppose this will be selected from unit 1, 2, 3. 3 questions. That means 1 question, short answer question from unit 1 of 3 marks. From unit 2, one question, short question from unit 2, that is for 3 marks, and from 3rd unit, that is 3 marks short answer question, 3 marks short answer question, and hello, 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 Shefali, hello, hello,
हेलो
ठीक, हाँ हाँ, am I audible to you? ठीक है, suppose
Yes, sir,
suppose
audible.
suppose for short answer question, if we prepare from unit 1 only one question, that is of 3 marks, within we can write by this process 3 within bracket 1, means the question, short question is of 3 marks and the number of question is 1 within bracket, that indicates number of questions from unit 1, 2, 3, 4. Suppose if one question is from 4 units we can include, then it will be totally 12 marks. How many questions will be there within bracket? 1 from unit 1, unit 2, 1, unit 3, 1, unit 4, 1. 4 questions are there, and each question its mark is 3, then 4 multiplied by 3 is equal to 12, and number of questions here is 4. And for from knowledge objective, objective test, if you want to include 2 questions from unit 1, 2 questions from unit 1, that will be 2 within bracket we can write 2 within bracket 2. That means 2 means 2 objective questions containing 1 mark, that will be 2 marks, and 2 within bracket 2 means this is number of questions. 2 questions will be set from question, that is unit 1, and 1 question if it is desired to include from unit 2, that 1 within bracket 1. That means 1 question within bracket means number of questions will be 1 and mark 1 mark question. And unit 3, unit 4, unit like this, if we include 1 mark each. If we include 4 questions, objective test questions, within bracket we can write 4, and outside the bracket we can write 4, because 4 questions are included, each question 1. 4, if you include 4 questions, then 1 multiplied by 4, that will be 4. If we, from unit 6 we include objective test, that 2 questions we include, then we can within bracket write that 2 and outside bracket 2. That means for 2 question 1 plus 1 it will be 2, and total that will be from knowledge objective test will be included. 11 questions will be there, for which 1 mark for each question, that will be 11 questions. And similarly, from understanding objectives, if we select from content portion, suppose essay type question we want to include from unit 1, then it will be written as 10 within bracket 1. 10 means the essay type questions, its mark is 10, and within bracket 1 means we can include only 1 question. So totally that will be 10 within bracket 1. And from objective, that is understanding objective. Similarly, if we select 6 questions of short answer question of 3 mark each, if we select 2, then it will be 6, and from unit 2, if we select 1 question of 3 mark short answer type, then it will be 3 within bracket 1. That is within bracket means number of question. Only 1 question will be set from unit 2. Similarly, and from all these different objectives, we can, by this process we can frame, and from application objective we can frame 20, and from skill objective if we desire to prepare the question, that is 10 marks 40 from knowledge, 30 from understanding, 10 from skill, and from application it will be 20. Total marks will be 100. And similarly, we can also frame different type of questions, different questions. How many questions we have framed? If you have a book, then you can also follow this particular table of specification. And total questions we have framed 56 questions, in which all the different types of questions are included: essay type, short answer type, object type, from different objectives, knowledge, understanding, application, and skill. We can also prepare by this process. You can follow from the book, it will be very better for your understanding. Now we can then switch over to 16, unit number 16, mechanics of evaluation 2. Mechanics of evaluation 2. In this particular chapter, the teacher wants to know the learning difficulties through diagnostic test. Here, this mechanics of evaluation 2. Here, what the teacher wants to, I want to discuss that different types of evaluation tool. In this chapter, I will discuss what are the different types of evaluation tools and what are their characteristics. Here, there are different tools. This is very important chapter because you know that for testing the students' achievement, we require different tool. So whether the different tools are actually judging or actually evaluating the performance of the students properly or not, we should first verify the type of questions according to different characteristics. You know that I will discuss here essential characteristics of effective tool. What are the effective tool for evaluation? The characteristics of a tool are the validity, reliability, objectivity, ease of administration. These are the different characteristics of a tool. So first I will discuss validity. What is validity? That validity means it is the extent to which a test serves the purpose for which it has been prepared. It is called validity. For an example, suppose the teacher wants to know the intelligence of the students. Therefore, the teacher can prepare an intelligence test. If the teacher prepares the other test, it cannot measure the intelligence test. Suppose the teacher prepares ability test to test the, or personality test to test the intelligence of a student. It cannot be applied, and this questionnaire or this question, it has no validity. Suppose another example I would like to give you, that suppose you have purchased the railway pass for 1 month. After 1 month, that railway pass automatically will stand invalid, because the period for which it is given from the railway authority, after the time it automatically it will be cancelled, and it will have no validity. Similarly, suppose another example I would like to give, that suppose the teacher wants to know the spelling mistake of a student in a particular paragraph. When the teacher dictates the paragraph, and the teacher's intention is to know what is the spelling error in a particular test. The teacher is not actually measuring the speed test, measuring the speed of the students. The teacher is measuring the spelling error. Here, the test is only meant for for evaluating the spelling, not the speed. Some students can write speedily. Some other students they cannot write speedily. This is the speed. The teacher does not want to test the speedness of the students. The validity means the purpose for which the test is prepared. That purpose should be purposefully served. So this is the validity. What are the types of validity? First is the content validity. What is content validity? When a tool serves the content purpose, it may be said to possess content validity. Suppose the teacher wants to evaluate the students in chapter 1 of English. So the question should be prepared from chapter 1 only. The question, if it will be prepared from chapter 2, then this question automatically will have no validity. And the content, from the content portion, the teacher should include different questions. So it will be that will best serve for content validity. That we can say that the question is a very good question which can serve for content validity. So this is the content validity. The content should be selected, and basing on the content, the question also should be selected. If the content will be set from the particular unit, then we can say that test or that tool is a very good tool, and which it possesses content validity. So next, that is predictive validity. What is predictive validity? Predictive validity means it can predict the future aspect of the students. When a test serves the future performance, it is said to have predictive validity. A test is said to possess predictive validity to the extent the information obtained through it serves the purpose of predicting the future performance of the students in learning. So this is what we say the content predictive validity. And third one is the concurrent validity. Concurrent validity means the test scores are correlated with another set of criterion scores which are presently available. Concurrent validity, that means it can refer to current situation. So example, in order to validate the test of scholastic ability, one may study its correlation with the final examination marks already available in the school or college, obtained by the same student. Both content and predictive validity are established on the basis of empirical evidences. They are called empirical validity. And the fourth one, that is construct validity. Construct means that psychological characteristics. The test which possesses or which measures some psychological characteristics or constructs of students such as intelligence, creativity, motivation to learn, etc., is known as to possess construct validity. So these are the different types of validities. Then I will discuss another characteristics of a tool. Another characteristic of a tool, that is reliability. Reliability is another important characteristic of a tool. What is reliability? Reliability means a test which gives consistent results over a period of time may be considered reliable. Suppose that is reliable means consistency means same score. Suppose if a group of students are there, if the teacher tests the students' performance uh, by uh, by administering a particular test over them, and the after administering the students' answers are evaluated, and again the same test again, if it is the same test is given to the students, and if the result available in the first test, and if the it will be same after conducting the examination for the second time, and in between these two different types of test, giving some interval between two tests, then if the result is same, it will be uh, consistency. Consistency means same. So reliability is the means, what is the reliability? Reliability is the extent to which the result obtained through a test remains constant over a period in different sample. That is the meaning of reliability. Reliability is consistency of scores. The scores is constant. If it is the test is conducted twice, and in first test, if the result is, suppose the result mean result is 40, in second test, if it is 40, then we can say that tool is a reliable one. That means the same result we are able to get for different situations also. And now we'll discuss what are the types of reliability, or the we can, in other words, we can say the methods of estimating reliability. How can we say that a test is or test is a reliable one, or test possesses reliability? First method, that is test reliability. In this method, what happens? That the students, the same group of students are tested by the same questionnaire twice. Suppose today the teacher conducted a test taking a group of students by means of the one test, and the same test again it is conducted twice after some small interval of time, and if the result in between these two, different administration of test, if the result is same, the mean average or the average is same, then it will be said that it is a type of test reliability. Reliability of a test, that is specified by consistency, that is consistency of scores obtained through it over a period of time. So in two different situations, if we conduct the same test to and the same question is given, only the time interval is there. Very short time interval, if it is given to the students, then the question or that particular tool can possess reliability, and this is test-retest method. Test means first the test is conducted, and after some time the same test is conducted. The same students, they will attend the question. The test result it will be compared, and if the same mean we get, then we can say that that test possesses the reliability. And second method of estimating reliability is that equivalent form of reliability. Equivalent form of reliability means, equivalent form of reliability means a test may be considered reliable if the scores obtained over the scores obtained on it are consistent over the two equivalent forms, and it is called equivalent form of reliability. Equivalent form of reliability means, here what happens, that the students are the students, they will remain same. The students will not be changed, and the same students will be tested. Two equivalent forms of test are given. That means same student they will remain, they will appear the test, and on two types of questions, two types of test, it will be given to the student. First, suppose suppose today at 10 a.m. The group of students is given one test, and after test, and after interval of some period, some time, and another equivalent test. That means question of uh, first test equivalent form is two questions. Two questionnaire will be given, and the same type equivalent means same type of questions are to be given. Suppose in test one, in test one the question the student has tested, and suppose the first item is fill up the gap, and in second equivalent form test question, that will be also that will also contain the fill up the gap. And if second question is matching type, and in test 2, that matching type questions will be included. So equivalent formats that will be same. The question pattern will be same. The two questions here are administered, but in case of test reliability, retest reliability, the one question is used. Here in equivalent form of reliability, two questions are used, but these two questions are equal to each other. This is known as the equivalent form of question. And two here one question is given, and in test retest two questions are given. So in the that is another reliability. They are split half reliability. Split half reliability, here what happens, that only the test is conducted once. The test here, two tests are not given, only one test is given for the particular audience. By splitting means dividing the test to two, considering the score of each half, it is known as split half reliability. Then I am giving an example. Suppose there are 10 students in a group. Those 10 students are given, suppose 10 or 20 students, whatever its number will be. Suppose in a test there are 10 items. 10 items. Item number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And you know the item 1 will be very easy, and item 10 will be very difficult. So the item will be very, and item number it will be somewhat difficult than item 1, and process difficulty level will increase, and the last number 10 it will be too difficult, and item number 1 it is too easy. So how can we divide? Here in split half method reliability, what happens? In split half method of reliability, that the test is conducted once. The teacher conducts the test only for one time, and after conducting the test, the students, suppose these are there, 10 students paper are to be checked, and the teacher should see that suppose item number 1, how many students they have appeared, and here how the number of students who have appeared of question number 1, question number 2, question number 3, question number 4, question number 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we can divide 10 items into 2 equal halves. The students, their test items will be only splitted, will be divided into 2. How can we divide? We can also divide according to even and odd number. Suppose there are 10 items are there. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. These are the 5, 10 items. We can also uh, 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 make this particular group and another group, that is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. This is odd. This is odd and even. This is even and this is odd. By this process, by even and odd process, we can also divide the total items into two equal halves. So other type of question, questions division, or we can also divide the test items into two equal halves. How can we divide the test items into two equal halves? Suppose one question number 1 and question number 10. If we compare between these two, the question number 1 will be very easy. Question number 10 will be very difficult. Then we can never divide all the 10 items into two halves by like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in one group, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 in other group. It is not a process. It is the wrong process to divide, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 it will be easy items, and 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 it will be difficult items. So it is not an easy process. This process is the wrong process to split the test items. The best process to split the test item, you can write also in group 1, in group A, or other group is B. So first in group A you can write item number 1, and in group you can include item number 2 and 3. Then 4 and 5 in group A, 6 and 7 in group B. 8 and 9 similarly, 8 and 9 in group A and 10 in group B. Suppose here what we find now, that item number 1, 4, 5, 8, 9, that is total 5 items in group A, and other 2, 3, 6, 7, 10, and these are 5 items in group B. This is the best way of dividing the test items into two equal halves. Then we can also estimate its reliability. The formula is there and discussed later. So then the fourth characteristic of reliability is the objectivity. What is the meaning of objectivity? When the students they score on a test is based only on the student's answers, not on this personal bias of the scorer, then the scoring is considered to be objective. Suppose the students they are answering. If the students they do things by guessing, and this depends on the procedure of scoring. If the procedure is such that even the score, even when the different scorers score the item independently, give the same score, such test is called objective test. Its meaning is that objective type test, if it is evaluated by multiple number of evaluators, then the result will remain same, because the objective type test is one which has one and only one answer. Objective test always possesses only one answer. It does not have more than one answer. Therefore, irrespective of different types of evaluators, the evaluation will remain same. This objective of scoring may be considered as consistency in scoring by different scorers. If the scorers will be many, automatically the answers will not be varied. Answer will remain same. These are the different objectivity that the question, when the question framer prepares the question, the importance should be given on objectivity. Now I will discuss what are the factors affecting reliability. Factors affecting reliability First factor, that is error of measurement. That the different factors are there which can affect the reliability. First is errors of measurement. Sometimes what happens, the errors are there in the question. Sometimes we find the errors are there in the test items, and there are also some questions which are being framed by the question framer. There some guess questions are also there. It can also it properly measure. So this is one factor which can affect the reliability. That errors, the question should be free from error, and there should be no guessing question. So second is that length of the test. If the test is very short one, then it will be less reliable. If the test that is conducted for a long time, long duration, then it will possess more reliable. That means within a very short period, the some of the students they can leave the questions. Therefore, it will affect the reliability. And the scoring procedure. Third one is the scoring procedure. So in scoring procedure, what happens? That the same yardstick should be followed by the scorer, by the evaluator. The process, how to mark, how to evaluate the students' performance, the procedure should be given. That is scoring key. Scoring key, you say that the same yardstick should be followed by each and every evaluator. If the procedure followed, automatically will be affected. This is another factor for affecting reliability. And another is time gap between the two administration. If suppose in test retest method what happens, specifically in test retest and in equivalent form of reliability, the time gap should not be very long. Suppose today we conducted a test, and after 7 days, if we conduct the test, it will reliability automatically will be affected, because during this period the questions they can the answer of the questions they can get from different sources. So the very important thing between two administration is that in test and test retest reliability and equivalent form of reliability, the time in between two different administration of test, the time gap should be very less. Suppose we at 10 o'clock conducted a test and it continued for 1 hour, and the student they do not know for the second time it will be conducted, and after just 10 or 20 minutes, then we can conduct within a very short period. The time gap should be very short. Otherwise, reliability will not be. It will not affect the reliability. So the time gap in between the two administration of the test, it should be very less. And the placement of items in the test. The easy items that should be placed in the beginning of the test, and the difficult items that should be included towards the last. So if difficult item will be set from the very beginning, automatically the students mental level automatically it will be decreased. Then they cannot answer. Even if the easy questions are there towards the last, they are unable to answer. These are the different factors which affect the reliability. Now we can say, is reliability a sufficient condition for validity? If a test is valid, it has to be reliable to a great extent. But reliability is not a sufficient condition for validity. This is what we say. Say that reliability, if a test is valid, then it has to be reliable. to a great extent. And now we'll discuss usability of the test. What is the usability of a test? Usability means how we can use or how can we administer the test. For administration or usability of this is another characteristic of a reliability. The reliability, not the reliability of the characteristics of a tool. Usability of the test, that is another characteristic. So, what is this? The procedure of administration. When the administration of test that will be conducted, the students they should be given time, date, and for what time, whether it will be conducted for 1 hour or 2 hours. That period also that should be conveyed to the students. They can know the time, place, and what is, and also it can be used if the cost is very high. It cannot be used if the cost is very high. And where the test is conducted, place of administration of the test, that should be known to the students. And now we'll discuss what are the parameters of answering and evaluating items in case of norm reference test. Norm reference test, that is parameters of answering and evaluation of items. First, important points are to be discussed here. Mathematical deduction will be there. Purpose of the test. First, we should know the purpose of the test. The test which is prepared, for what purpose it is prepared. Whether it will evaluate the intelligence, or it will evaluate the ability or interest or aptitude. The purpose of the test that should be known to the evaluator, to the test administrator or evaluator. The time allowed to complete the test, and the time, what is the time necessary for completing the test, that is another parameter of the test. And the total marks of the test, that is also very important, and the evaluator also, or the test administrator, he should convey this total marks of the test to the students. And guess type question, that must be avoided. If it includes the guessing questions, the reliability automatically will be hampered. We cannot find the reliability of a test. Then weightage to different questions. Different patterns, different types of questions. Essay type question is there, short answer question is there, object type questions are there. These are the different questions, and the important fact is that the evaluator or the question framer should give more weightage on different objectives such as knowledge, understanding, application, analysis, synthesis, evaluation, or whatever the objectives are there. So scoring procedure, another parameter of answering and evaluating the items, that scoring procedure should be given. Scoring key is to be given. If the scoring key is not well followed by the scorer, then automatically the reliability will be hampered. Scoring of objective type of items can be scored by persons, and also now the computer is also evaluating the questions, but for evaluating the object type questions, the answers automatically will remain same. For essay type questions, it is different, and different evaluators, they can mark, they can give score to the same person, same student, differently. If 2 or 5 evaluators, they evaluate somebody's paper. Suppose Ramu is a student. If Rama's question answer paper is evaluated by 5 persons in essay type questions, then it will not be same for all the evaluators. It will be different because it is essay type question. For objective questions, it will be same whatever the number of evaluators they are. So here what happens? Sometimes correction for guessing, there is a formula that correction for guessing formula are applied while scoring objective typed items in which answers can be guessed. So we can now find, suppose there is a formula, correct score, that is right minus wrong by n minus 1. It is a formula. This formula is applied the correction for guessing formula. Correction for guessing formula. It is the formula. And how can we find correct score? How can we find correct score? That is right. Right means right answers minus wrong answers by n minus 1, where n is the number of alternative choices. Suppose in question number 1, 4 choices are given. 4 choices are given. Suppose 10 questions are there. For 10 questions, 4 choices are given. So how can we then find the correct score? Then we can say that we can see that n means number of alternatives. 4 choices are given. N here we can find n is 4. Suppose right answers, if a 50 item multiple choice questions are there, a student, if the particular student scores 40 right answers out of 50, then we can have, suppose 10 wrong answers are there, then we can find that 40 minus 10 by 4 minus 1. Right minus wrong by 9, a minus wrong student out 50 questions a particular student has done wrong, answered 9 questions. So we can find that 40. Suppose 9 questions wrongly he has answered, 1 question he has not answered. Then we can find 40 minus 9 by n minus 1. N means choices, number of 4 choice alternatives are there, A, B, C, D. 4 minus 1, that is 3, and 9 by 3, that is 3. So 40 minus 3, that will be 37. So this is the guess correct score. This is the formula. You can have this formula from your book. You can better understand. Then I will discuss if a test is formed, then we can test the test by item analysis. Item analysis is a procedure by which each test items are analyzed. After a test paper has been scored, after scoring the test paper, that is the test, it is required to know the effectiveness of different questions or items. Whether all the questions are effective or not effective, then we can find according to the formula, that is item analysis. Item analysis provides information on various aspects. It provides information about difficulty level of the item. It provides information about discriminating power of item. It provides information about the effectiveness of each alternatives. So item analysis also the formula is there difficult for a particular item. How can you know that it has possess or it is a difficult item or it is an easy item? Then we can find the difficulty of a particular item. That is a formula. Difficulty level of a test item, that is R by T into 100. This is the formula. What is R here? R means number of students who got the right answers in higher and lower group. Suppose suppose there are suppose there are 30 students in a group. 30 students in a group. So we can divide into two or three parts, three groups. That means three parts. So here the formula is that how can we divide? So we can divide it as per 1/3 of 30. That will be 10. 10 students, 10 plus 10 plus 10. So we can divide 30 students. How? What is the procedure? We can first we have already evaluated all the 30 students, and the higher mark achievers, they will remain. They will be termed as a higher group. The lower group achievers, they will be termed as the lower group. So how can we find these 10? Out of 30 students, 10 higher students, 10 students securing higher 10 marks, higher the students out of 30, highest 10 students we have to take, and from the lowest group, that is lowest 10 marks, or lowest 10 students, they are to be found out. Out of 30, we can find 10 number of students in higher group who have secured higher marks, and 10 students we can select who have secured lower marks. And in between these two groups, 10 number of students in higher group and 10 number of students in lower group. Then we can find what is R, what is T. R means number of students who got the answers in higher group. In higher group, how many students they have answered correctly on of particular item. Suppose item number 1. We can see whether item number 1 is difficult or easy. Then we can see in higher group 10 students are there. Out of these 10 students, how many students they have correctly answered the item number 1. Similarly, we can also find how many students they have correctly answered the item number 1 in lower group. In lower group, this is R. Sorry. R means number R by T into 100. R means the number of students who got the answers, right answers in higher and lower group. In higher group and lower group, what is the number of students they have correctly answered? Suppose here suppose the students suppose 6 students from higher group and 2 students from lower group, they have correctly given their right answers. Automatically 6 plus 2, it will be 8, and T is 20. In higher group 10 students, in lower group 10 students. That is total means 20. So you can find what will be the value. And this is the difficulty level items. So we can find the difficulty level of a particular item. Then we can find index of discrimination. Index of discrimination. Discrimination means how we can discriminate. That is the degree to which A test item discriminates between students with a high and low achievement is known as the index of discrimination. So in between these two high and low achievement students, the item is discriminated, and for it there is a formula. Suppose for item number 1 we can find what will be the index of discrimination. For item number 1, suppose formula is that H minus L divided by N. H means number of students in higher group correcting the item number 1. How many students in higher group they have corrected the item number 1? Suppose it is 6. 6 number of students they have corrected, higher group students they have corrected item number 1, that is 6. 6 students from higher group they have corrected the question number 1 correctly. And from lower group, suppose there are two students they have corrected the answer of question number 1, and here L is H minus L. L means lower group, H means higher group. Here 6 minus 2 divided by N. N means what is the number of students here in each group, that is number of N is 10, so we can here take 10, not instead of 20 we can take 10. The result will be 2 10 is equal to 4 by 10, that is 0.4. So whether we can say that this item we can include in the test item or we can exclude from the test item. So a range, what is the range of index of discrimination? That is -1 to +1. It will range from -1 to +1. So if it is our result we find here that 0.4, then it lies in between -1 and +1. So this item is to be included in the test. So this is the range. You should remember the range, that for index of discrimination the range is that is -1 to +1. Our result is 0.4. So this item is to be included. So this is index of discrimination. Now we can find effectiveness of alternatives of choices or choices. When alternative answers are provided in objective type test items, objective test items, one would expect that for an effective test it is more that it is more students from the upper group, that is test item, more students from upper group will choose the correct alternatives in comparison to the students from lower group. That means the upper group students, if the alternatives are more, alternatives are there, the higher group students they can choose the correct alternatives in comparison to the lower group students. Suppose we can take an example. Suppose alternative choices are suppose A, B, C, D. The right answer is B. So upper group students, suppose 10 number of students are there in upper group. So out of 10 number of students, so for A, 5 choices they have given, and 5 students they have given response on A, upper group students, and 5 on B, and 0 on C, and 2 on D. And our lower group students, out of 10, they have 10 students are there in lower group. For option A, 4 students they have given their choice for A, and 3 for B, and 0 for C, and 5 for D. And the correct answer is calculation will be that 5. That correct answer is 5. And the higher group they have responded 5, and lower group they have responded 3. By that using that previous formula, that 5 minus 10 by 3 is equal to 2 by 10 is equal to 0.2. So this item, whether we can reject or we can accept. So you can follow the range, and accordingly we can reject or include the test items. So this is the important thing is that how can we frame, or how can we divide in reliability, how can we divide the students into different groups. Suppose there are 100 students, how can we select? We can select the recommended or standard process is 27%. We can select the top students, and 27% of students that we can form from bottom. 27% are selected from the top, and 27% are selected from the bottom. It is the recommended process. It is the recommended procedure by which we can also divide the group into higher group or lower group. This is all about what I discussed. That is the norm reference test. And now we'll discuss analysis of criterion reference test. And for criterion reference test, the purpose of criterion reference test is not to discriminate between the high and the low achievers. The discriminant index is not the meaningful for preparing criterion reference test. The students, the standard formula may be applied, but the results are not used to select the items, because the purpose of criterion reference test is not to rank the students. The purpose is to see how far students have achieved the instructional objectives or expected learning outcomes for teaching or instruction is. This is how we can the reference test item. Testing the students before and after instruction, and then we can compare the result. That is, before the test means a pre-test is conducted, and then post-test also is conducted. Then we can measure the learning outcomes. Suppose there are 5 students. Suppose item number 1, item number 2, item number 3, item number 4, and item number 5. Suppose for item number 1, the pre-test, A means pre-test, B means post-test. When suppose for starting a particular content, or for starting a particular conducting a particular test, if in pre-test, if a test is conducted before, and if a test is conducted after, the test is denoted as A, that is pre-test, and B is, that is post-test. So if all the students, they are unable to answer the question in pre-test in one hand and on the other, if after After uh, mm, post test, if we see the result, they all students they have done better. Then for item number 2, similarly, if we conduct pre-test, that is A, all the students, 5 students, they have answered the item number 2 correctly, and in post-test, all the students also they have conducted or they have um, answered the correctly all the items. That is item number 2. For item number 3, then if there are 5 items, for item number, if all the students in pre-test they have not done well, all the answers are wrong, and if after post-test, question number 3, we can analyze question wise, item wise. If all the answers in post-test, that is wrong before the pre-test and in post-test, if the answer is wrong, this is too difficult. And if in case of item number 1, it is ideal because in pre-test all the questions the students they answered wrongly, and after instruction, if the students they get all the answers in a correct way, this question will be an ideal one. In question number 2, in case of pre-test and in case of pre-test, all the students they answer the questions correctly, and post-test if they answer the correctly, then it is too easy, because in both the cases test the will answer and it is too easy type of item. And in the third item, pre-test and test, if the do not answer correctly, all the answers are wrong, then it's too difficult. We can say the item number 3 is too difficult. In case of item number 4, in pre-test, all the students they secure, all the students they correctly answer, and in post-test, all the students they are wrongly, then we can say that this is extremely defective. And in item 5, if 2 students test they have correctly, and test if all students they are effective one. So this is by this process we can find, and the formula is that S is equal to RB minus RA. S means effectiveness of a criterion reference test. Yes. RB means number who have given right answers instruction. B means after instruction the number of students who have given and their answers right. RA means number of students who have given their answers before instruction, right answers before instruction. And this is the formula RB minus RA by T. You can find the result. We got the result at 5 minus 0 by 5 plus 5. If 5 students are there, the result is 5 by 5 is equal to 1. So this is known as the sensitivity. And sensitivity index, its range plus minus 1. And the answer, our answer is plus. So the ideal, if this question is 1, means question what we find according to the range, that is answer is plus 1, the range is plus 1 to minus 1. So this question possesses the value. You see, with it comes with the range. Ideal item, that is within the ideal one, it comes within the higher the value, the more the to the instruction. The instruction from we can conduct action before instruction, we can conduct the test, and we can find the value that is known as the sensitive index. Now the facility index sort say items. What now studied, that is for the objective type items, test items. Here now we can find facility index, that is FML It is mean in the upper group, that is yes, mean of achievement, mean achievement of students in the lower group, that is 150 students. There are 40 students, 150 means out of 50, one students they will come under MU, mean achievement. They will come upper group. Lower 10 they will come under full marks of. So examples of students. How can we the facility index arrange all arrange answer sheets from score. Test score, select one third. That is, suppose if there one top and for each item from upper and lower group, and by this, suppose find for an item here that is height. 10 students are there. Suppose serial number upper group 10 students upper group, also we 10 students lower group, and the what obtained in upper group, that is 4 in upper group 4, and second that is 4.5, 4, 3, 4, 4, 3, 5, that will, and the will be mean will be by 10 only group 1 to 1.101 2 mean for lower group point and 1 point. Then we can find that is M by 2 M2 is 1.2. You can accept that formula. Then we can 0.53. So what is the then see facility to be accepted from the range within one. Also, this is what we say, that is the another formula of discriminant. We are now, that is for item. This formula object type. So here and essay item. Index of dimension we can find, the formula is A minus MA. Similarly, taking that formula, the and 1 point for and ml respectively. Find only FM is right. Calculate 2.1 minus that will be 5 will be point. The value, the range is that minus plus 1 is item include. The study the what is question bank, the that is are prepared and the question is developed by the and it is stored in the or in the eliminate it eliminates setting a question paper, then eliminate to set up questions. It also can to set up question paper, and it has developed students, they follow the question. Yeah. This is the question bank, and it is the storing the question bank in the computer also is possible. Of essay type, short question in different form would be preferred. And question bank is very much essential and helpful. The teacher uses question bank preparing the question to test the learning outcomes. It is stored properly in computer. So in computer it can be also stored. And this finishes your unit 16. And now we'll discuss unit 17. That processing, the name of this particular unit is processing evaluation. How can we process evaluation data? Processing evaluation, the name of this particular unit is processing evaluation data. We will discuss marking and system. How can we process the evaluation process according to marking and grading system? And what is important in marking and grading system? Marks and grades are important components of an system. Marks and grades determine the future course of a student. Research study, it has been found that the marks of students are not the true marks. What the marks they secure is not the mark. because we evaluate the students properly. Therefore, cannot we the students performing or not. So, grading also the error of if the error test is 5, then 8 cases has been found finding. In 68 cases out of 100, the true score of between plus and 5 of the obtained score. So score. And 60% score obtained with obtained score of 60 lies between 55 and 65. This is from the research plus minus difference is there. So it was to certify the achievement of students in terms of range or bands of marks which are expressed by 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 grades, that is A, B, C, D, etc., etc. So now do the and grades reflect and indicate the state of absolute achievement. Test and examination comprise. On the other hand, grades achievement of students in the group. And another thing that ratios, but grades are assigned on interval ordinal scale. In ratio scale, absolute 0 exists, and all operations such as plus, minus, multiplication, division are possible in case of ratio scale. In case of interval scale, absolute 0 does not exist, but the interval between two consecutive classes is the same. It remains between the two consecutive classes. Since marks are on a more precise scale, you can compare the absolute terms such as achievement of a student securing is better than the one securing 59 marks and is poorer than one mark. What we say, the marks and is that it's tough. Thing is like how interpretation as inaccurate because of error that in measurement. This is not accurate. Errors may be the side of and from the side itself. Therefore, marks must be reference to the test or criterion. Grades can be in weight on the university achievement. So this is what we discussed about. We can now discuss the general marks are assessed on of number of responses or extent to a student's answer matches with the expected answer. The evaluator is 1 point of marking, that is marks 100. This 100, suppose a test, the student may secure first mark 0, and also there is 0 mark. On the other hand, there are the 100 marks. This to 100 1 mark to the student in 101 plus 0 is 1 and 100, and if you do this, then it is the 100. The teacher follows the test. The it may be test or any with short answer. The they are the to the marks ranging from the and this 100 scale. This is 100 are there in marks can be expressed standard error of in when the teachers the paper errors are there, the error with the question paper is, and how can obtain score? Score is equal to for error. Sometimes score true score and some chance wrongly the to obtain marking system error within the test or too difficult included in the this is terms are in okay. They will be not able questions may suppose set is good from if ambitious marking answer was suppose if structure type question also funded. This is if there is indication of a limitation, then the student answer the question they desire. 5 pages, 10 pages, more than 500, less than 500, or 600 as per the instruction. So this is the structured and unstructured questions. Long question or short time limitation is there. In some cases, limitation is not there in some other cases. And also some questions are poorly constructed. Questions are poorly constructed, they also hamper the marking system. Question paper, if it is lengthy, then also it can also hamper the marking system. If the questions are not properly readable, it is difficult to read on the part of the long, then the question becomes very poor. If too many clues are there, the obtained score will be higher than the students. They can answer the questions by guessing. So, in case of ambitious questions and reading problem, students, their also will be different. Here, this is what we say that the marking system will be affected. Inter-test and intra-test errors. Inter-test error means what? Within the test, intra-test means outside the test. Example is, suppose one example is, if the question is equal to 1, or question is, if it is in the test, that there are some errors. In means, if the test is conducted in a, it will also affect the students, and the also will be somewhat different. And the second point, errors. This first point what I discussed. Error within the test. Error within the test. Errors due to the examiners. Sometimes what happens, the examiners also, they among the examiners we that if any it is evaluated by suppose different short answer, but in case of objective it will be instant. Subjective essay type question is subject is that within what are the emotional problem, the or if feels is to be hampered. The test are suppose the if it is being caught, the students they noise also station. If it superheat the examination hall also be or of the students, the students. In manual school, less. That in